Mbalula will not rescue the ANC. But no one of them will rescue the ANC, by the way. No one. Paul will not rescue the ANC. Let's talk candidate. Paul will not rescue the ANC. But at least Paul is approachable, is amenable until he became deputy president. I don't know what's going to happen if he becomes president. But he was a guy, man. He was a gentleman. He was a person who could talk to, engage, have a nice conversation and find each other. Two things happened to him. I don't know which one got him confused. He became deputy president, then he got married, and then he became something else we didn't know. We don't know. We can't describe it sitting here. What is he thinking now? What does he think? We don't know, really. But from a personal point of view, compared to the power hungry that we see around the ANC, Paul makes a sober candidate. Sober in a sense that if they were to go into a coalition with the progressives, he's the kind of a guy who will be willing to listen and engage other partners. Not that he will make the ANC win elections. They won't win the elections. They're not good. I said to you, where ANC loses, never regains. The ANC lost the metros in 2016. And then from there it has been going like this. They don't regain. It has been going down. So I don't be threatened by rhetoric that claims. They lost elections to 40% now, with Mbalula being the SG. They could not fill up a stadium of 20,000 people with Mbalula being an SG. Now, this year. So how is he going to rescue it? If anything, Northwest is an indicator of what's going to happen. How do you not get 20,000 people? 20. You can even procure 20,000 people. With the money these people have. So it has failed, that thing. Completely out. Patrice Motsepe is a candidate for Cyril. Cyril's people are supporting Patrice. And Patrice's candidate for SG is Ntuli, the chief whip. Mdumseni Ntuli. So I'm bringing Mdumseni Ntuli so that I make your job easy, because I know you can be living here trying to think, what is he talking about now? Mdumseni Ntuli was a candidate for SG for Cyril at the last conference. And Mbalula won against them. He was a candidate against Mbalula. A candidate for Cyril. So Cyril's lineup was Cyril was Oscar Mabuyane as deputy president and Mdumseni Ntuli as SG. Now, Oscar says he wants to come back. He's going to come back on that lineup of Patrice Motsepe as deputy. And Mdumseni Ntuli will be the Secretary General. And if they lose this conference in 2027, they are going to form a new party, the Patrice Group. That's what is going to happen. So this coalition, you must just be taking exercises for it. You must be ready. It looks like fragmentation is going to happen for a very long time, and we are going to be having to negotiate with all different kinds of political parties. I see, I think there's a crisis there, but, you know, to rely on the IEC actually is suicidal. I think more money now is going into, from the EFF's point of view, into securing an EFF vote. There are facts in the IEC. It's not discrepancy. He's talking nonsense. There are thugs in the IEC who work for the ANC, who are from the ANC. So that thing of IEC It's and that's why they will never agree with election every 5 years. What they did, they created permanent jobs for themselves. Because it's not true that South Africa has got elections every 2 years. No. South Africa has got elections every Wednesday. Because by-elections are held on Wednesdays. It's Wednesday today. I can tell you there is a by-election somewhere. If we live here and you check, there is a by-election somewhere. Every day, every Wednesday, there is election every week. To keep us distracted, to keep us fighting amongst ourselves, to keep us choosing who's going to be a councillor amongst all of us who are unemployed here. And see that one post as employment. That's what they did. So we need, if Cyril was brave, he should be telling us now, guys, I'm extending the term of the current councillors to 2029. And in 2029, we'll hold one election. And after that election is done, we dissolve the IEC. We dissolve it. Any matter that has got to do with anything related to those issues will go to Home Affairs to deal with those things. Then we choose another IEC a year before the elections. Because those people think they're entitled, they are permanently there, they no longer make an effort, they are not innovative. Up and now I'm still voting the same way my grandmother was voting in 1994. Same way. Is that box, it has got a pen. That pen is held by a wool. Is it a wool or something? A string. It's held by a string. My grandmother voted like that in 1994. And then you have to be behind the box like this. And then when they say the voting is closed, they can't tell us how many people have voted. Which means they were not electrically being captured as casting votes. Casting votes. As you cast votes, there must be a machine that says, once the first voter goes in, the machine on the big screen must say 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, like that, like that, like. It has to be automatic. It is, you know, when you enter FNB, those gates record how many people entered FNB. As you go in, those gates count. So there at the IEC, when you enter the gate, when you're about to enter the door, not at the IEC, at the voting station, when you're about to enter a door, there is a man here. It's never a woman. It's a man. Who's holding a gadget this size? Pass. What does he do, this one? We don't know. At least after we pass him, we still go the same way my grandmother went. There's a book here, yes? ID. Come on, Lema. Yeah, sure. Hey. What is that one doing with that thing at the door there? What is he doing there at the door with that thing? Why can't they bring electronic things and put them there and then just check my ID number? Yes, bring here. They check. They give it to him. Pass this side. So once my IG gets logged in, it reports to the center that passed, so many people have passed. We wait. Not to get the results, to get how many people voted. So you say IEC undermines suspects about discrimination. Doesn't undermine EFF. It has got no capacity to modify and innovate and live in the era we live in. They don't have capacity. So why can't the IEC make their website free for people who want to check if their names are there. Meaning, if I have data or I don't have data, I must be able to access the IEC website. Make things smooth and user-friendly, because that's what discourages the youth of South Africa. They don't have data. It just got expired as I'm about to capture my ID number. Make life easy for the youth if you want to attract the youth to come and vote. They don't do that. The technology is so advanced, so extremely advanced. But you take buma gogo, unale mutu mola riki machinini, uzalon. Machinini. Akatsiba computer na wanula. Machinini. Urobana ka baiki, uruwa ena ka setibe computer. Computer gira or IT. Yes. Why are we not capturing results at the center? Because if the thing you are using there at the capturing center, we can decentralize it and put it at the voting station. When you are done, you just swipe the result slip. It report to the center. And then the work of the center there, that system, its job, every time EFF numbers come in, it allocates. ANC allocates. Then what must make us stop? It must be on the board there. We must have unverified results. Then you can bring in those auditors and all of that, people who know the IT system to check if there was no tampering, and they give it a thumbs up. You now say this is now official results. Why are you scared to do that? You know you do that, the ANC will be out of power in less than a second. It will be out completely. They don't do it because they are protecting the status quo, which operates and wins through thuggery, stealing. So this election, more than anything, we're investing in ensuring that every vote of the EFF is accounted for. If we look at EFF people there and we doubt if they've got the capacity to engage a presiding officer, we'll rather employ people outside the EFF who come for a purpose of employment and monitor EFF results. We'd rather go and look for people who worked for IEC before in that village and all of that, and then bring them in to come and secure an EFF vote. The EFF vote, I can tell you without thinking twice, is stolen. It gets stolen. They stole it in my VD after I waited for 4 hours with my wife on a queue. They didn't have a sympathy. When I left, EFF won the vote. They stole that thing. They don't say, but Shem, we waited for 4 hours. Even after I waited for 4 hours, they still steal my votes. That's how much. If they can steal from me, my voting station, imagine in Zingi in a village in Guyana. Yeah, it will be worse. Every EFF vote will be counted ANC. And then there is no party agent there. You say, no, we've lost, guys, let's accept. Even if we don't accept, all right, there's nothing we can do because we didn't have a party agent there who can produce material evidence to back up our case. Because we can't just talk. So this time around, we want people who are going to say, no, here's the receipt. This morning we had a meeting with the IT company, which was saying we need to produce an app that is going to be downloaded in each and every party agent. On the day of election, that voter, we must know where that voter is. So that app must be able to report to the operation center when the voter moves. When the party agent moves away from the certain radius of the voting station, it must ring on the thing here, operation center. and then you must receive a call from Operation Center of the EFF. Uyaphi manje? Sewulambile or wenzani? Once he realizes I can be seen, they go back. So that's the only way we can secure these elections. We are speaking to the current ruling party in Botswana. They applied that thing of securing the vote, because that party that lost has been stealing from them for long. And this year, the previous elections, when they applied the strategy that we're talking about with them, the party lost dismally. Moid Rice and EFF project, Shemai, self-promotion won't work. And they won't stop anyone from forming a party. People form a party and then cry for toilets. I don't know why they're not crying for water. They cry for toilet, toilet this, toilet politics. So I don't know what will those ones who are forming a party in Metsima will complain about. People are complaining about skit lines, skit line politics. So there's nothing we can do. Let them form. You will realize when you are in there, forming a party is not mamam papa. It's very difficult. It's still very, very difficult for us 11 years into this thing. It's still very difficult. Try it, you will see. That's why toilet becomes a topic permanently, because toilet is easy to speak about it. But politics and forming a party, shame. Why would you decide my political line is toilet? Toilet politics. Let them form parties. Let them form. Now from here, we are not forming parties. We are going home. Going home. We would have tried our level best. From there, we are going to look after cows. We've got cows. Going to look after cows. That's why you'll talk about toilet. You don't even have a nkonyan, or it's on konyan. Huh? What is small dog? A puppy. You don't have a puppy. Puppy. Why party? I got a puppy. At least I get a puppy and train to look after something. Then you'll know how to look after a party. So they can say whatever they want to say.